Hi, I'm Jim Jacobs from Jacobs Air Conditioning and Heating, and what you're going to see today is the installation of a geothermal ground loop. The excavator digging the trenches for the horizontal loop right now. We dig down into the ground between 5 and 6 feet. It's a 2-foot wide trench, and they vary in distance between about 125 feet to 150 feet. Eli now is lowering the piping down into the trench to be fastened into the trench. This is the first round. He's unrolling these coils. The coils of pipe are either 500 to 600 feet long, and so they will actually go out and back 4 times. It'll go out and come back and go out and come back again. You see him stapling the piping to the side of the trench, and that will help to keep the spacing equidistant throughout the length of the installation. They're 2 feet apart, and the bottom lines are about 5 to 6 feet down. And then the return lines, you see him stapling here to the side of the trench, are positioned 2 feet above those. Now the trench is ready for backfilling. Here we're preparing the loop pipe.
That pipe is pressurized so that we know when we cut into it, it doesn't have any leaks. What we're going to do here, this is a chamfer tool, or chamfer tool, however you pronounce it. And it's also a depth gauge. This is going to set the depth of how much pipe goes into the socket joint. We're going to place this clamp or cold ring around there at that depth so that it limits the amount of pipe that goes into the coupling to the correct length. In a moment we'll clean that off before we fuse it. Take the cold ring for this size, butt it right up against the depth gauge, clamp it, and we'll pull that off. We're going to check the temperature of our iron. Should be at about 510 degrees to 520, and it's sitting at 520. What we're going to do first is make our header that we're going to connect all of the loop pipes to the inlet and outlet line to the house. And we're going to heat this 3/4 inch polyethylene pipe up for 8 to 9 seconds. We're going to put it in, press it in all the way, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull it out. And then we're going to hold it for a minute to let it cool down.
As we put this pipe together, this is actually called heat fusion, and the pipe and the fittings are fused together. When the plastic is heated up to 520 degrees and you put the two pieces together,
3, 4, 5,
it becomes one complete solid piece of plastic. It is not like two separate pieces anymore. It's very strong.
And now we have 4 connections, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one goes to our pipe going back to the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one goes for 20 seconds. 7, 8, 9, 20, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see that there's an awful lot of pipe in this small area. That's why it's very good to use the colored tape, because that lets us know that we've hooked up one of each of the ends from each trench to this header. And when we go back and we do the next one, we'll start here and start with green, then yellow, then blue, then red, and that will make sure that they're all hooked up in a reverse return fashion.
Now we're going to pressurize the pipe to make sure that we don't have any leaks in the fusion joints before it is all backfilled. The pipe is going to be pressurized to about 100 pounds, and we're going to leave that pressure sit in there for 5 to 10 minutes.
What we do before we backfill this and just dump dirt in with the excavator is we hand fill it, and we pack this dirt down around all the pipe so that they're packed in there really nice and supported. That way nothing gets kinked or pinched off when all the dirt falls in. And as soon as we're done pressure testing, we'll go ahead and finish covering up these fusion joints right here by hand. And once that's all set, then the pressure test is okay. We'll go ahead and finish backfilling our trench and header pit, and it'll be ready to connect to the unit inside.